Stay tuned for some pro tips. You don't want to miss it right after the introduction. Hey, look at it, making it snow. There's a blizzard in here. Half an inch of cut. Don't want to cut any more. Why risk it? Hey, they're paying me by the hour. It's a snow blizzard, winter wonderland. Maybe I should call Hollywood. I got a new snow machine. Hey, hi, check out this little trick here. If you have hard jaws that are aggressive like this, and you don't want to damage your finished shaft, and don't want to put soft jaws, just put a piece of aluminum. Use the grease to make it hold. See that? The grease holds it in place. They don't fall. And then you're able to clamp it on without marking your shaft, your finished surface. Just don't forget to indicate the part. It's that simple. Welcome to the main show. Here you see me spinning the shaft here. What I'm doing here is indicating the shaft at the tailstock. Now what I'm looking for is TIR. TIR stands for total indicator runout. Now if the center that's on that shaft, it runs out, you have to shim the center. Alright, and by shimming the center, you will make sure that it's running true. So you want your TIR to be 0. So here we have it going to the front of it. Now I have to indicate the front of the shaft, which is the headstock. And basically here I'm doing the same thing I just did at the tailstock. I'm indicating it to 0. As you see here, I'm bringing the indicator to the shaft. Then you will spin it. Once you indicate the shaft to 0, you set your DRO, your digital readout, to 0. Then you want to touch off on the horizontal side of the shaft, not the top of it where you indicate it, but on the side of it. 0 it, and then walk the carriage all the way back to the tailstock. And you need to do the same thing at the exact same dimension as the headstock. That's why we zero our DRO. Now, you see me here? I'm going to touch it exactly the same spot at the same OD dimension. And take a look at the center. You'll see the shim that has been shimmed. Alright, here we're looking at the DRO. You used to see we're off by 31,000. And then we need to move our cross slide to 0 on the DRO. And then whatever's showing on the indicator tells you what your offset is. So the shaft is not straight. You see here, I'm going back down to 0, same as the headstock. Remember, we zeroed it out from the headstock. Now here's 0. Now let's take a look at the indicator, and this will tell us what the taper is. And you can see here it's off by 3,000. So basically what we do is divide that by 2, and that would leave us 1.5. Then we need to adjust the tailstock. So here you see I have the Allen wrench in the tailstock adjustment screw. I'm going to go counterclockwise until the indicator reads 1.5, making it 0. And there you see it's 0. Now we have to go back to the front of the chuck and verify that it still remains at 0 on the DRO. And this was, if it remains 0, 0 from the tailstock to the headstock, then you have achieved straightness. The part is straight and you will be able to cut it, turn it, and it will not give you any taper. Alright, I know this sounds a little bit complicated, but it's going to take you a little while. Just rewind the tape and follow the steps again. Alright, take a look at all the steps. Alright, here you see me. I'm going to take a cut, and what I'm doing here is something called a crown. A crown is where the two edges are smaller diameter than the center. The center is larger than the two edges. And this has a 7,000 crown. So that means it's 7,000 larger in the center than the both edge. So this is why we need to have this perfectly straight before we even start cutting. Alright, you can see how nice and smooth everything's working out. And we're using here a sharp 60-degree cutter tool bit that's custom made. And here's a good shot of it. And it's carbide tip. Alright. Thank you for watching. And please be sure to hit that like button. And ask me questions in the comment section below. Alright. Thank you so much.